about cardigans. There are a lot of different definitions of cardigans. In fact, you can buy tops now that are just button up the front and they call them a cardigan. We're not talking about those. We're also not talking about like your old school button up the front preppy cardigans that you wore when you were a little kid. We're going to talk about these kind of cardigans, just your standard ones. You probably all own at least one of these. There are 3 things that I want you to consider when wearing a cardigan or putting together outfits with a cardigan. 1 is the shape of your cardigan. 2 is the length of your cardigan. And 3 is the weight of your cardigan. So let's talk about the shape of your cardigan first. This is a standard circle cardigan, which I'm sure you can guess why it's named that, because it is cut in the shape of a circle. These are my very favorite cardigans. You can also get ones, obviously, that have like a point, right? That's kind of more of a standard shape. These are my favorite because they just create the most flattering line. And let me tell you why. Okay, the reason that, in my opinion, one is more flattering is because if you have the point right here and a straight line here, it just, again, like we keep talking about, creates these like sections of your body that can be unflattering. So this has a nice smooth transition, no lines, no angles that create like chunks of leg, right? But the other ones are not unflattering always, and I will show you those. I definitely wear them, but this is definitely my go-to for good flattering cardigan. This is considered a duster cardigan. That's like knee length and below. And this exact one is really old, but I linked a really similar one in the description or in my Shop My Instagram page. I'll swipe you up. So if you're petite, this is not the cardigan for you. Stick with shorter cardigans because you want your legs to look long. When you're covering up big sections of your legs with a cardigan and just a small amount is sticking out the bottom, it's going to make them look shorter than they already are. So if you're petite, go with shorter. If you have long legs, they work. Now, I'm going to show you why I'm wearing 2 different shoes. So can you wear flats with a long cardigan? Yes, but again, it will just make that section of your leg look shorter. With a heeled boot or heel, especially one that's similar color to my skin, is going to make my legs look longer. So that small section that's sticking out underneath the cardigan is going to look longer and not stumpy. Here's another cardigan, another circle cardigan, beautiful color, very flattering on the fit. Now let's talk about the length again. You can buy cardigans that are cropped and this length and this length and this length and all number of lengths, and how flattering it is depends on your body type. So my body type, I have a narrow waist and my hips are wider. So my hips right here are the widest part of my body. And if I get a cardigan that is hitting me right here, then look, you can even tell like the part where this is accentuating, like pointing, is right at this widest section here, right? If I have that covered up, it's pointing to a narrower section, which is going to make your legs look narrower. I'll go back to this cardigan again now for 2 reasons. 1, because it has pockets. Just be careful with these kind of pockets. I see plenty of cardigans that have pockets like this. And obviously that is creating bulk and width right here at my largest part. So this is a long, narrow cardigan and kind of creating a long line. I can wear my taller shoes with it, and that's not really an issue. But just be careful when you have ones with pockets that are sticking out that it's not adding width to a part that's already wide on your body. Remember when I talked about weights of cardigans as one of the 3 things? So there's a whole variety of weights of cardigans, from like really thick and cozy and chunky to like tissue thin. So this is kind of like a medium thin one. And the thinner it is, the more it's gonna like grab onto whatever's underneath. And I have some curves right here. And if it is thin, it can kind of sit right on there. You see that? Not flattering. Also, if it's thin and you have any kind of pockets or belt loops or anything, it can also show that, like any little lumps and bumps. So if you don't want to deal with wardrobe malfunctions like that, go with a heavier weight of cardigan. You don't have to go super heavy, but a little heavier. 2 more things. 1, what to wear underneath a cardigan. So when this is a shawl cardigan, which means it has like this extra material here that can kind of fold over like a shawl. Yeah. I love these. These are really cozy and comfortable. If you have anything like a shirt underneath that's high up or turtleneck or anything, that can just create a lot of bulk right here. So just be cautious of that. I prefer a V-neck or scoop neck that gives me just a little bit of length here so it doesn't get too bulky up here. The other thing is when you're wearing things underneath, the length of what you're wearing is definitely something to pay attention to. So if you're wearing a long cardigan, sorry, should have had this out before. If you're wearing a long cardigan, you want to make sure that your waist is defined, which will make your legs look longer, especially when you're cutting off a big section of your leg or covering up a big section of your leg with a long cardigan. You want to make sure your legs still look the right height and you get that full leg line. So if you have a longer shirt or a really long shirt, it's just going to create a shorter leg line. Does that make sense? So just give it a little tuck right here. You have your waist defined, and then you can add this extra bulk and you're still going to have a leg line. Make sense? Hope this was helpful.